Hello and welcome to week 7 of Bits and Bobs, where we outline this week's best mods. To start us off this week, we have a mod that lets you become king of a new city called Riverhelm. With the mod, you'll be able to buy property like a mine or a manor. You can even pay to become a knight or the king himself, and with the new roles you'll gain a regular salary. And by owning properties like a mine, you'll be able to go and pick up the metals and gold that the mine produces. The city itself has 50 new NPCs and several buildings, including a large palace that features a treasure room and barracks. It's a huge mod that can only really be appreciated if you download it and try it out yourself.
The Drow race mod was released this week, a new race known for being dark and mysterious, who also send their children out to explore the world at an early age, allowing you to play as a child in-game. Their backstory also explains that the Drow race hid underground for many years, and because of their pure bloodline, children remain small for a very long time, and they're also immune to disease and poison. Currently the mod is only in its beta stage, and you can only play as a female Drow or a female child Drow. The race also comes with a unique default spells and powers list, and the creator has many things planned for the future, including quests, companions, and custom Drow perks.
If you want a brand new set of armour to wear with your new race, the Neo Witch armour set should do the job. The armour takes inspiration from the Night Sisters from Star Wars, and definitely has a very dark feel to it. You can craft the set at any forge, and you'll need the steel smithing perk to be able to craft it. But if you'd rather find the armour and get it for free, you can find it in Shimmermist Grotto. This is a great mod for Star Wars fans.
And now we have a mod that was released a few months ago, but we thought it deserved a shout out anyway. 101 Bugs adds 26 new high definition insects and ingredients to the game, as well as HD retextures for all vanilla insects. The new bugs added include 14 new butterfly species, 10 new dragonfly species, and 2 new types of bugs. And all of them have 4 different magical effects assigned to their ingredients. The creator has even made diagrams on the mod page to show exactly what 4 effects the ingredients have. This is the type of mod you can install, and it will do nothing but improve your experience in-game.
Moving on to something a little more fun, this next mod allows you to transform into a dragon. The maker of the mod took some inspiration from one of the new monsters added in the Skyrim monster mod, but the model itself has been redesigned. You activate the transformation by simply finding the spellbook outside the companion's headquarters and using the spell. There's also a spell to turn you back into the human form. It's a great concept that we can see being made into a more lore-friendly mod in the future.
Another animation mod was released this week, this time changing the two-handed sword animations. The video on screen shows the original animations on the left with the new animations on the right, and the mod changes the animations for being idle with the sword, equipping a sword, turning around with the sword, and running and sprinting with the sword. Currently the animation for attacking with the two-handed sword remains the same, however the creator has recently expanded on the mod with new blocking animations and new walking animations, as well as animations that are better fit for male characters.
Next up we have Fleetford, a mod that adds a new town and player home to Skyrim. The city itself is humble but impressive, and includes several NPCs like a blacksmith, general trader, mage trader, a guard, and a trading hunter. The main building of the city is the Honey Drum, a fully equipped inn and player home. The building is spread over 3 floors, and all 3 floors are owned by you, although there are some NPCs wandering around, mainly on the ground floor. The home comes with everything you need, including a full crafting setup and more than enough storage space.
This next mod allows your player to become unkillable. The SM Essential Player mod integrates a system that changes the way your character acts as you take damage in game. If you're hit enough, you're taken down to 0 HP and your character will fall down to their knees, leaving you unable to move for a few seconds. The mod doesn't make the game too easy though. If you're hit down to 0 HP too quickly after falling to your knees, you'll be transformed into a ghost. They can't attack or interact with items around them, leaving you unable to do anything but travel. The mod is a great way to counter the frustration of dying when you haven't saved your game in a while.
Next we have the For the Brotherhood Daggers weapon mod. The mod adds a set of daggers to the game that are craftable using any forge. You'll need the ebony smithing perk to be able to craft them. If you don't have the ebony smithing perk, you can find them on either side of the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary door. The daggers themselves are slightly more powerful than Daedric daggers, and can be enchanted to the way you want them. They're very well designed, and it's great to see more daggers added to the game.
Next up we have a mod released just yesterday, Much Ado About Snow Elves. The mod currently adds 8 new weapons, a new type of arrow, and a shield to the game. The mod also comes with a bit of a story, with Calcimo in Markarth explaining he's discovered ancient Snow Elven weapons during a recent excavation. From then on you'll be able to purchase any of the weapons Calcimo no longer needs from the merchant in the Understone Keep. The merchant's store will cycle every few days with new elven weapons each time. If you're up for hunting the weapons instead of buying them, the Falmer Lore Masters will also drop them. This is just the first part of the mod. The creator plans to expand with part 2 and beyond in the future.
If you're always finding yourself running out of space to carry all of your items, the Bandolier, Bags and Pouches mod can help. The mod adds items that increase your carrying capacity. There are 5 new slots for equipment: chest, back left, back right, front left and front right. Different bags and pouches can be equipped to each slot, and by using all 5 slots you can increase your carrying capacity by up to 250 points. All of the items can be made at a tanning rack, and the cost of making them is easily counted by how useful they become.
And finally we'll be leaving you with Castle Grey, an enormous castle set high atop a mountain near Dragonbridge. The creator wanted to make the most ideal player home a player could ask for, in terms of location and luxuries like large bright interiors and storage, which probably explains why the castle contains so many rooms, including over 100 weapon racks, 30 chests, a master bedroom, several guest bedrooms, an entryway, a crafting station, a throne room, and more. The size of the castle can be overwhelming, but once you learn your way around, it's a great place to explore. And that's all we have for this week's episode of Bits and Bobs. Not so many armour or weapon mods this week, but a lot of great mods nonetheless. Let us know down below what type of mods you would like to see in our spotlights next week, and thanks for watching.